Welcome to the first edition of our show, appropriately titled A Gentleman's Take, a podcast where we offer you a more refined and sophisticated view on everything in this journey we call life.
All from the perspective of a gentleman.
I'm your host, J.D. Denbow, and this is my esteemed co-host,
Mac.
How you doing, man?
Nice to meet you. Here's a rundown of what you can expect today.
So we tackle a variety of subjects and activities and offer our take on them. Or as they say in the common tongue, sitting around and shooting the shit. Is that about right?
Yeah, sounds about right to me.
Good, good. Well, one subject that everyone loves to talk about is pop culture. Pop culture covers a wide variety of topics such as music, movies, television, sports, video games, comic books, food, and even social media. So, Mac, what's your take on pop culture?
Well, most of what we talk about in pop culture, I think we've got a couple different things like music, movies, video games, TV shows, also like food, things along those lines. So if you could rank like your top 5, what would you rank them?
Well, food. No, because I spend a lot of time with
Food has to be excluded because that should be number one for pretty much
everybody.
everybody. Sustenance is important.
No, okay, so yeah, if we're ranking this based on the time we spend with each hobby, then obviously I'm going to go with movies, for those that know me. So movies, music, and then I'll say television, but that's kind of winding down. Sports, and then video games, which will change at any given time. Those bottom 2 will change.
I think, well, I know for me, music would be number 1. Music is the important one to me. Next would probably be gaming. I spend more time gaming outside of work than I do pretty much watching TV or movies combined for sure. I would probably put movies over TV only because when I think about a movie, that's like a 2-hour commitment as opposed to like a 7-year commitment, 10-year commitment. But I'd probably put sports in the number 3 spot.
Yeah.
I'm a big sports fan. Sports,
I mean,
basically over.
You can have that on the background. You can get stuff done and not miss a thing, which is pretty neat. That's why I like sports. But, I'd like to think that between Mac and myself, we're very well-balanced men of culture, specifically pop culture. And that's for old school and newish. So our strengths and weaknesses depend. Like, obviously, music's going to be his strength when it comes to knowledge. You're going to bring music to the table. Sports. Sports is obviously based on the time I spend with it. My knowledge is lacking. I'm very strong with baseball, boxing, pro wrestling, which is a sport. But movies will be my strength. And television, I think we're decently balanced based on the shows we watch. So yeah, we'll just have a little mix of everything here. And then as we have guests on the show, we'll bring on things where they have certain strengths and areas. I know we got some comic book fans out there, and
We have some guests that have no strengths.
Yes, and we will find that out, and it'll be fun to have them on the show anyway, and just judge them as gentlemen would.
Yeah.
So when it comes to pop culture, as movies is kind of like my thing. I never thought I'd be a fan of these when I was a kid because I hated them, but now I'm telling you my favorite genre is the Western, the American classic Western. It is just, it's a beauty of cinema. Most people find it boring, but it's a whole lot of fun because a lot of stories are bittersweet. There's just a lot of good, the bad guys get their comeuppance, and just so many good quotes. I heard so many good quotes, and and I have Western marathons annually. One thing I do know about you, Mac, is one of your favorite movies just so happens to be a Western. Tombstone, right?
Yeah. I like Tombstone. It's one of the... I don't watch movies multiple times. I'll watch a movie, and then I'm pretty much good with that from then on.
Yeah.
But Tombstone, generally, if I'm sitting with the family and I'm trying to find something to watch and they can't figure it out, I see Tombstone. I think that's just kind of like a happy play for all of us.
I see Tombstone as the ultimate family movie, honestly, because First of all, Kurt Russell, they don't make them actors like that anymore in today's cinema, because if I'm going to show my son, hey, this is what a man looks like besides your old man here, Kurt Russell's it. He plays a no-nonsense character, and one you don't want to mess with. That scene with Billy Bob Thornton where he gives him the smackdown is one of the greatest scenes.
Smoke those skin wagons?
Yeah, or skin that smoke wagon.
Skin that smoke wagon.
I messed that up yesterday thinking about that line.
Skin that smoke wagon.
He's sitting there just backhanding this guy, daring him to do something to him. And he's like, I said, throw down, boy. Backhand, and he starts bleeding. And then, are you going to do anything about it, or are you just going to stand there and bleed? Yeah. And obviously he's a wimp. He wusses out. And in the end, he was just really put in his place. And it's just a great scene. So that was a good establishment for Kurt Russell's character, who plays Wyatt Earp.
Doc Holliday's my favorite.
Doc Holliday by Val Kilmer.
I think that's one of Val Kilmer's best roles that he's ever played. I mean, you've got like Top Gun and Batman, and the prestigious roles that he's played.
The Ghost in the Darkness is a top film.
That's
one I'll recommend you watch if you ever do get time in your life. It's one where it's based on a true story about building a bridge in late 1800s Africa, dealing with two lions that are not acting like normal lions. But
The Ghost what?
The Ghost in the Darkness on Amazon Prime.
I might check it out. What is it on the scale?
For me personally, it's in my top 10 of all time.
Top 10.
But then again,
is it like an 8?
I'd say an 8.
Okay.
So for me, I have to watch annually.
Is it in your collection?
Yes, it is.
He has like 10,000 movies in his walls. He's got 2 walls of just movies.
But yeah, other than that, we're pretty well balanced. We like to watch television, and we watch a lot of the same things, like Archer. We love Archer. Dexter is another show we like. That's a fun one to talk about.
Dexter.
And of course, Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
So,
it's been a minute since. Is Rick and Morty still on?
Yes, it is, and it's funny you mentioned that because this wasn't a setup. So Rick and Morty has been in the news as of late. So I think
For what?
Season 6 just dropped over the past year. So they signed on to do 10 seasons, but however, the creator of the show, who happens to voice Rick and Morty both, or he's co-creator, has been fired for allegations on him for inappropriate behavior towards women. So texting, he's been canceled effectively, but however, he's not been found guilty in a court of law, but he's been fired. The voice of the show, the heart of the show, has been fired. So, and they still plan on going 10 seasons. Can you believe that?
So does he do the writing, or does he just do the voices?
Him and the co-creator, they do everything. They do everything. So, and then of course you have your team of writers, but yeah, essentially.
So it's gonna suck.
More or less, other people basically having to imitate the voices.
Because if it was just the voices, I mean, there's people. I don't know, Rick.
I mean, we do it every day.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, that was just it is very unfortunate. I don't know what that means for the show. I mean, I'm still gonna watch.
What if he's found not guilty or proven innocent?
I would hope they would take him back and apologize. But in today's culture, you never know.
And a little jump in the gun.
Pretty much, and that's just to save face. So another part of pop culture would be cancel culture, and this is why we definitely will be minding our business to not lose 3 subscribers.
Yeah.
We need every one of you.
Yeah, don't cancel us. So
that would about wrap up pop culture for today. We'll touch on that more often, and because it's a fun topic. God, we didn't even touch video games yet, but we'll come back to it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
But see here. So this next segment is one that can go in any direction in terms of content. It's what we call the crazy take. So the crazy take is a group discussion revolving around hypothetical situations, usually under the what if or would you rather. Right?
Yeah, I that's more or less what it is, yeah.
So this is something that we do on a daily basis, and usually our scenarios can be so over the top that it draws more participants, and from there it just takes many, many, many turns. And I do mean every day. We usually...
Yeah, this is one of my favorite things to see develop. It's like one of my favorite things to do, like pose a hypothetical, and then it morphs into like this crazy, just like completely off topic discussion that just
Sometimes borderline cruel.
yeah, it goes a different direction, and you hear all kinds of wild stuff by the end, like the crashing of the plane and the people ripping off each other's faces, and it's just it went a complete different direction than we had initially
What
thought.
it started off was, I believe, imagine it was a group of people that worked together on a plane, and they crash in the Himalayas. And similar to a movie plot, which was also a true story, you have to eat your fellow passengers to survive. So the scenario became, amongst the coworkers, those that survived, who do you eat? Who do you ally with? And the story just unfolded over the course of a couple days.
I think the verbatim quote was, "I'd rip his face off to prove a point, not for any other reason than to prove a point."
To establish dominance amongst the other passengers.
But he'd keep him alive, so that I mean, it went off the rails, and it's pretty enjoyable. So, if you had to choose, say today, for whatever reason, you had to become a criminal, right?
Okay.
You had to survive the rest of your life as a criminal. I won't get into the reasons why, but you had to pick a criminal enterprise that you would be active in to sustain yourself for the rest of your life. What would it be?
Ultimately, the only thing I can think of, because I would have to be a drug lord, like a Colombian drug lord. I'd have to move somewhere, be secluded, start off slow, build myself up, earn enough cash, and leave the country. I would probably opt out of having children or make sure they're out of the house. No, better not have kids. Because you'll never have peace of mind for the rest of your life knowing that you could be taken out at any moment by the government, or any rival, or any of your loyal lieutenants who want to step up and claim. But, however, you can live the high life in any country for a number of time. And if you had to, just make sure you're smart, you invest your money, and then you, if you have to, separate identities, relocate, and be in hiding forever.
So there's some holes in your story. So you're going to be a drug lord.
Yeah.
But you have no contacts in the drug enterprise world.
Oh, we're basing this on reality. Like if I were to start right now.
Yes,
Oh, I thought that was okay.
today.
I was going with hypothetical, like, oh, I would be a drug lord. So if I had to get away with it right.
Starting today, you had to become a criminal. Go.
Gotcha.
Reset.
I'd be such a petty criminal. I don't have a good scenario. Do you? If you were to be a criminal today?
I think white collar crime would probably be my way to go. I'd probably do something along the lines of money laundering. I understand the process. I understand how it works. I would create businesses, and then I would basically wash money there. That would be probably my thing. I wouldn't, because if I wanted to be a drug lord, first off, I don't know anybody in the drug business. So I have no contact. I have no way to secure product.
Well, money laundering would be a good foot in.
Yeah.
But
see, when you get into the drug selling and drug distribution piece, then you got to deal with the people that already own that piece, and that's just inviting a lot of problems for no reason. Like I'd rather them come to me with their money that they need cleaned and make money off that, rather than go out there and try to take their territory.
Remember this face, folks. Remember this face. No, so let's say, for example, to also get in, because now there's a morality issue.
Well, you're a criminal, of course.
You're a criminal. So let's say, maybe this only happens in movies, but okay, so if you're going to be a money launderer for the cartel and you're very important, they're going to need to trust you. And so if they were to ask you, say, we need you to kill somebody right now to prove your loyalty, if you today, based on reality, would you be able to kill somebody to maintain this position as a money launderer?
And this is where I'm talking about by this thing always goes off the rails and gets worse than it starts. So in the hypothetical scenario where I already have to be a criminal for the rest of my life, and I get into bed with the cartel, if I don't kill them, I'm dead. I mean, that's the scenario. So I'm choosing whether self-preservation or taking somebody else out is more important. I'm
Though you yourself put them there. But then again, they put themselves there.
Let's be honest. In a scenario like that, I'm about number one. So
that's fair.
It is what it is.
What if it's a cop and it was their duty? It was their job.
See, normally I'm the one that twists this into a problem. If it's a cop and it's their job, I mean, wrong place, wrong time, bud.
Hey, there it is. There it is. And by the way, I like the switch up.
Now we are getting canceled
We are for sure
because
getting canceled.
now you just deemed me as a cop killer.
Okay, to be fair, how many of us, all audience included, have we killed police officers in any video game we've ever played? Right? Okay.
I don't think that's the same.
Well, today's culture and population would probably justify with, I did it on Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Okay, so wow,
That's messed up.
Mac, I thought I knew you, but I gotta say I'm impressed.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Things have to be done.
Sometimes you gotta bust a cap.
Sometimes.
But yeah, that's how I view you as a man of cartel. I would be a failed criminal. I would be the guy you'd see on the news holding up the number, and
Because you still haven't come up with one. I don't think. You
I
just
don't-
gave up.
I think about. I'm almost
done.
too positive, dude. I'm almost too positive. I think about things. Only thing I'm thinking of that might be bad is how I'm gonna insult this guy or burn that guy or mess with people. Which where I work, that's a
Practical
wonderful.
jokester is not a criminal business.
Hey, but take me in. So yeah, that's our crazy take for the day. That was pretty
I think it was pretty calm.
even keel, and I learned something about it. I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of you. You do what you got to do. You
Of
do
course.
what you got to do. Make that baller money. Okay, so this next segment is where we issue what we call the Gentleman's Challenge. This is going to be a weekly series of challenges to determine who amongst us is the better man and who amongst us is the lesser man. And this will be determined just for the day.
Don't
just for the
glance
episode.
over here when you say lesser man.
I was just hoping you'd be excited about it as I am, because I want to know who's the better man
Don't glance over here.
and who's the lesser man for the day. Who the better man is and who the lesser Mac is. Lesser man. I'm sorry. So once this has been established, we follow up immediately with the next segment we call Comeuppance. The Comeuppance. This is where the better man will then issue the lesser man a punishment for failing a gentleman's challenge. So here we are. A gentleman's challenge has been issued. Today, we are going to partake in what we like to call Tortilla Trivia. Mac, would you kindly explain Tortilla Trivia?
Yeah, so tortilla trivia. We have these cards. We've got a who am I category, what am I category, where am I category, and then finally the hard ass category. We'll ask one question from the first three categories, and then two questions from the last category. One at a time, we'll go back and forth. If you get the question wrong, you immediately get slapped with a tortilla.
So to determine who the better man is, get slapped less or none. And the lesser man will be the one that takes the most beating.
I'll go ahead and read first. We're going to start with the who am I category.
I accept.
Okay. Who am I? I am an animal from children's literature. I am a wonderful thing. I am the star of a popular movie from 2000. I live in the 100-acre wood. I know Christopher Robin. My friends include a silly old bear and a small pig. A. Milne created me.
Tigger.
That's right.
Okay.
I really wanted to get the first slap out. Now I got to clutch up.
You know what's funny is I hate Winnie the Pooh.
I got to clutch up.
Oh, thank you, trivia gods.
What? Is it bad?
Possibly.
Please be music.
I am a director. I passed on directing the first Harry Potter film. I am Drew Barrymore's godfather. I had a close encounter in 1977. Abe was good to me. I helped an alien get home.
Steven Spielberg.
That is correct.
Oh.
No slaps. So far, we're better men.
I am Harry. I was popular in the 70s, but not in the 80s. Some religions require me. I can be an Anchor, an Old Dutch, or a Van Dyke. My fans include Dumbledore and many lumberjacks. I look much better on men than women. Stroking me makes you look extremely wise.
Beards.
I think you rigged the deck.
You'll never know.
Clutch up. I just don't want to get slapped with Tortilla.
Here we go. What am I? I am a piece of architecture. They love me in France and Italy. I will make your apartment much more valuable. If you're going to a play, I'm the cheapest place to sit. Excuse me. I am useful if you need a smoke break. I helped Romeo and Juliet fall in love. What am I?
Balcony?
That is correct.
Yes. Where am I? I am a European republic. I am on the Balkan Peninsula. My motto is freedom or death. Mother Teresa was born in my capital. I became independent in 1991. I used to be part of Yugoslavia. My name is Greek, although I am not. Ooh, I feel one coming on.
There's one coming on. I thought she was Mother Teresa of Calcutta. And I thought Calcutta was in India. But I don't remember it being part of... Yeah, there it comes. Okay. So I was going to say India. What is the correct answer?
Macedonia.
Ooh. Damn it.
Here, let me take these out so I can get some leverage.
That didn't have the same pop to it. Ah! That felt like a...
These are older tortillas or something.
Yeah, that hit like a brick.
We did a practice run of this game one time, and we prepped, and we got like 60% wrong, right?
Yep.
We're batting like 20% right now.
Yeah. So that, or you put a lot of... You really zipped that thing.
I backhanded it. I forehanded the time we practiced.
I felt it. All right, here we go. Where am I? I am considered tiny. I have 11 communes. Less than 40,000 people live in me. I don't know how to pronounce this. Vaduz or Vaduz is my capital. I am known for my medieval castles. I'm between Austria and Switzerland. Where am I?
No, just go ahead. Slap me, man.
Liechtenstein.
Dude, seriously?
Liechtenstein? I don't know how to say that, but Liechtenstein. Yeah. Initial was L.
No shit.
Thank you. Let's just have at it. There it is. There's the pop. It's a little harder than last time. Maybe we should go to 1. But this is certainly a comeuppance, and that was not full strength. Right? I feel like you hit me with a club, by the way.
Dude, I don't want to get any more wrong. Holy smokes. Whatever brand you got is really packing a punch here. I literally feel my face swelling.
Me too. So we're tied.
Yeah.
This is the hard-ass question, the final question.
Yeah, hard-ass question. I hope you get 2 more wrong. If you want to kiss the Blarney Stone, which building in Ireland must you visit?
Can I phone a friend?
No.
Because I have somebody that's been there.
No.
I think it's been there. Which building?
You see it on my face?
Guinness Brewery.
Dude, it was Blarney Castle.
I didn't remember that.
Just throw castle on the end of the word.
Well, now I know something about Ireland. And now I have a reason not to go.
I feel bad. Just know that.
You should.
Just know this hurts me more than you. Mentally. See, I didn't drag it out. You drug it out for like 4 minutes.
I drug what out? The slap itself?
You drug it out for like 4 minutes, man. You were like just looking me in the eyes, and I'm giggling and wheezing into the microphone.
That's fair. Hard ass number 1. This is not so hard.
Cool.
Gosh. The Force is what gives a blank his power. It's an energy field created by all living things.
Jedi?
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
So, hot take, I'm not a Star Wars guy.
Oh. I figured, but yet you knew that.
Yeah, because it said the Force.
Yeah.
The Force. Use the Force, Luke. And
All
he's
right.
a Jedi, so it's pretty self-explanatory question.
Okay. I'm ready for
In
hard ass
World
number
War
2.
II, remember, if you get this wrong, you lose. Because this is number 3. You've got to get this right and then stump me to tie. In World War II, am I bleeding?
No. I can't hear you because I'm deaf. Did you slap me?
In World War II, where did British codebreakers crack the communications of the Axis powers, including the codes generated by the German Enigma machine?
Where did they crack it?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and just say London.
Bletchley Park.
Bletchley Park. Where's that at?
Let's say London.
Well, if it's London, wouldn't I technically be in the same vicinity? Doesn't feel good.
Third time's a charm. It didn't get better.
It did not feel good, precious.
You
You
got
get Jedi.
you get. I'm with you. That was kind of a travesty on your part.
I concede. Today you are the better man under unfortunate reasons, and I am the lesser man.
You want to do another card?
No,
Okay, I didn't think
no more slaps.
so.
I got to pop you once to my 3, so, but nothing hurt quite like that first one. Woo!
That's brutal.
I felt like a baby seal getting clubbed.
Jesus. We are getting canceled.
We lost a subscriber for that comment. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean-
baby seals deserve to be here,
Baby seals don't exist.
like cyclists on the road. They deserve to be there. Okay, our final segment of the show will either invite unity or scrutiny, where we will share all and hold nothing back. I'm talking about the hot take. Here we're going to offer our take, which differs from that of popular opinion or counterculture, if you will. So, as the better man, would you like to offer your take first?
Game of Thrones is not a good show.
Did you watch the show?
No, I didn't watch it. I watched one episode. Everybody talks about how Game of Thrones is like the greatest show to ever be written, ever be seen. I watched the first episode, and I was like, this is a terrible show that I want nothing to do with. And I'm happy I made that choice because I got, how many seasons did it run?
It ran for 8 seasons.
So 8 seasons of my life wasn't wasted. And then they've got a secondary show that I would have had to watch, which has ran for multiple seasons as well, I believe.
I think they just launched their first season, and the second one's currently filming right now.
So yeah, that's like 10 plus years of my life that I would have never gotten back watching a terrible incest show.
Okay, so that first episode did set the tone right away. And I understand. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It was popular. There was a point by the end of season 5, I was ready to give up myself. I'm like, screw this show. But a year later, it redeemed most of the things I had wrong with the I felt were wrong that I had a complaint about. And it was fun to write it out. But yeah, I can see why you'd feel that way. And I concur. I concur.
So two people in this room agree with that, yet like 99.9% of the populace does not agree with it. Because I have never ran into somebody who shares that opinion with me. They are appalled when I say that show is not worth my time.
Well, the only thing they're going to be appalled at is 99.9% of the populace hated the ending. Season 8 ended in a poor manner, and I think there's still a petition out there to get it reshot, redone, and HBO's like, we already have your money, we already have your views. Anyway, so yeah, so that's fair. That's fair. And like I said, I was okay with the ending, but hey, at least we have something. George R.R. Martin is never going to finish those books, guys. I don't think. So I feel sorry for the people that were fans of the book. Okay, so my hot take is Valentine's Day is bull crap.
I agree.
And I mean bull crap because I don't know. It's just I don't need a day to tell somebody I love them. I have plenty of days to tell them that. Specifically, I have my wife's birthday. We have our anniversary, Christmas, and eventually Mother's Day. So I'm not going to go out and buy a diamond, like those commercials try to say to do. I'm not going to bankrupt the house for her happiness. And I think maybe one time I engaged in a Valentine's Day with my wife, just for the sake of it, for the humor of it. Like, hey, I can say I did it once, but ultimately we do not do Valentine's Day, no matter how much she cries about it.
I like that. Prior to you saying it, I wouldn't have thought about it, but me and my wife, we have our own little like Valentine's Day in the very beginning of us dating. This was a stipulation right off the rip. I said, Valentine's Day is a commercial holiday. I want nothing to do with it. If you're interested in it, it's too bad because I'm not participating. Now our kids, like, we get them little chocolates and stuff like that from Valentine's, but we don't make it like a big to-do.
From a children's perspective, I see that because I loved Valentine's Day as a kid. I mean, who didn't love in elementary school where you would where you'd set up the bags and then have people put their cards or candies in. And that was a lot of fun. I'll recant my statement as it's fun for kids, and that's where it should stay. And if it's one of those you want to just give her the the eyes and say, "I love you, honey, always have," Braveheart reference, then yeah, that's fine too. But it's not a super special holiday, and I don't expect anything or want anything, and you shouldn't either from me.
Yeah, I think that I know that some people see it as a cop-out whenever it comes to, like, you just don't want to buy stuff. But being forced into purchasing you
I'm okay
gifts
with that label.
on a specific day and treating you super special on a certain day, which absolutely sucks because everybody else is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And everything is naturally inflated. It makes no sense. I'd rather show you the other 364 days. I don't even care about, like, Valentine's Day any other day. It's just I'm not going to do something because it's Valentine's Day. And my wife has always understood it, so we've been good on that. Because if you want to use that as a cop-out, do it early.
Pretty much.
Do it early. Very beginning. Say, hey, Valentine's Day isn't going to ever happen.
Don't get trapped in. Skip the obligation and just let them know up front. And if they leave and they have a problem with it,
I don't want to be with somebody who wants me to celebrate Valentine's Day.
You dodged a bullet. And you're welcome. You can thank our show
separates
for that.
the wheat from the chaff.
Well, so as far as hot takes go, I think we're all in agreement on that. So I guess that about wraps it up. We hope you all enjoyed the show today and look forward to providing more content as we find our footing to grow the show. Besides establishing who the better man was, just for the day, our discussions covered a plethora of topics in a manner most refined. And all of this comes together to form the perfect take, I think.
Or a gentleman's take.
That's fair. That is a fair point. So until we meet again, just be sure to sit back, sip some bourbon,
smoke a stogie,
and appreciate the finer things in life. Boom. The audience take.
We want to hear from you.
Any suggestions or requests for future takes, challenges, comeuppance, or criticisms, please email us at AGentlemansTakePodcast@gmail.com.
Don't forget to check out our Twitter and Instagram pages for exclusive content.